The moment he signed the papers, he thought the noise would finally stop. He was wrong. Buying a quiet ranch just outside the HOA felt like freedom. Open land, clean air, and no rules taped to his door. He believed distance would protect him from the endless complaints, the letters, the warnings written in bold red ink. But Karen, the self-appointed enforcer of the neighborhood, saw the ranch as a threat. She claimed the road leading to it belonged to the HOA, even though the map said otherwise. Every morning, she drove past his fence slowly, staring, counting, judging. He ignored it, believing silence was strength. But the video promised something shocking for a reason. Because this story wasn't about land. It was about control and what happens when someone finally takes it back, and that's when Karen decided to make her first move. Karen didn't knock. She demanded. Emails turned into notices. Notices turned into warnings. She claimed his trucks were disruptive. His guests were unauthorized. His existence was a problem. The HOA board backed her without checking facts. They sent letters threatening fines for rules that didn't apply. He responded calmly, attaching legal documents, surveys, proof. They ignored all of it. Karen began standing near the road, stopping delivery drivers, telling them they weren't allowed through. Each time, he filmed quietly. Every insult. Every threat. Every lie. What Karen didn't realize was that every message she sent was building something bigger. She thought pressure would force him to submit. Instead, it sharpened his resolve. Because the ranch owner had found something buried in the county records, something Karen hoped no one would ever notice, and when he acted on it, everything changed overnight. Late one night, surrounded by maps and documents, the truth became clear. The road wasn't HOA property, it was an easement. Conditional. Limited. And legally fragile. The HOA only had access because previous owners allowed it. That permission had never been renewed. Karen's power rested on an assumption, not ownership. He consulted a land attorney, then the county. Every office confirmed the same thing. The access could be revoked with notice. Karen had been enforcing rules on land she didn't control. Worse, she knew it. Old emails showed she had been warned years earlier. That's when the plan became simple. Not loud. Not angry. Legal. Precise. He filed the revocation, ordered a gate, and scheduled installation. No announcement. No argument. Just action. Karen wouldn't find out until it was too late, and when the gate went up, the silence was deafening. The gate arrived at dawn, steel. Tall. Unmovable. A keypad only he controlled. The installers worked fast, following approved permits stamped by the county. By noon, the road was no longer open. Karen arrived screaming. She demanded access. She threatened lawsuits. She called the HOA president. Then she called the police. Calmly, he handed the officer the documents. The easement revocation. The land survey. The permits. The officer read slowly, then nodded. Karen's voice faded. For the first time, her authority meant nothing. Cars backed up. Residents waited. No one could pass without permission. Karen realized the truth in that moment. Control doesn't come from volume. It comes from ownership. And she had neither, but the HOA wasn't done yet. The HOA emergency meeting was chaos. Karen blamed everyone except herself. The board panicked as residents complained about delayed access and longer routes. Lawyers reviewed the case and delivered devastating news. The HOA had no legal standing. Years of intimidation collapsed under one signature. Fines were withdrawn. Letters disappeared. Karen stopped showing up. The ranch owner didn't celebrate. He simply lived. Peace returned. Birds replaced shouting. Trucks rolled freely through his gate, his rules, his land. The HOA quietly removed his address from their system. Karen avoided eye contact whenever she passed the fence. Power had shifted, not through revenge, but through patience. Yet one final twist would seal the story forever. Weeks later, a letter arrived, an apology. Carefully worded. Official. The HOA acknowledged jurisdictional error. Karen was removed from enforcement duties. The road would never be discussed again. He stood at the gate, reading it slowly. This wasn't just a win. It was proof. Proof that standing your ground doesn't require shouting. Proof that knowledge beats noise. Proof that freedom is defended quietly. Karen had lost control the moment she assumed she had it. And the ranch owner? He gained more than land. He gained peace, and that leads to the final truth. The gate still stands today, not as a symbol of anger, but of boundaries. Neighbors now wave. The HOA stays silent. Karen moved away months later, leaving behind a lesson written in steel and paperwork. Control only exists where permission is given. And once revoked, it never comes back the same. This wasn't just an HOA story. It was a reminder that calm strength outlasts loud authority, and that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story. If you love the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.